Alright everybody, welcome back to the shop, and today I want to talk about how I'm thinking about installing a air cooler onto this tank here. I've been watching several videos on YouTube about different ways that people try to cool their air to get the water out. I don't have enough wall space to put a traditional piping arrangement in. The vertical pipes that helps cool the air, drains the water. I don't have the room for that unless I put it up on the ceiling. I could do that, but I was afraid it would just hold water if it ran across these rafters here. So I've also seen a couple of videos on people that add like a aftermarket oil cooler, like on a car, transmission cooler. So I have purchased a aftermarket transmission cooler. See, it's got the bracket, stands off, and this is approximately 8 by 13. You know, it's got a couple bends in it, and it comes out, so it's got three loops in it. 1/2 inch diameter here with a little barb on the end of it to hold your hose on. Clamp it with a hose clamp. And the videos I've seen, people mount them in line from the compressor to the tank. I do not want to mount mine in line from the compressor to the tank, because then you got to have that little check valve and all on there to keep air from bleeding back through your compressor and all that stuff. So I guess you can leave it on the tank and just hook it in right there. I'd really rather not do that. I'd rather cool it off after it leaves the tank, prior to the water separator right here, because hot air does not release water. It'll carry it on and it'll go right into your tool or whatever you're using. So this being right here off this tank is about worthless as anything I've seen. So what I thought about doing, this is 1/2 inch right here to this valve, 1/2 inch, is either coming up here, putting a T in, and running me a coupler right here so I can bypass everything, and then run a barb fitting into here, and run a hose up to the wall somewhere up there, with it, run it into this cooler, and then from the cooler out, I'll have to mount this on the wall. I'm going to have to find my bracket. I know there was a bracket for this thing when I bought it. It attached up here that you could mount it on the wall. But I have not found it yet. But I'll keep looking. Mount that up here on the wall somewhere I can get to it where I can drain it. And then run that line on over to this post right here and come down where I can hook up my hook my hose reel up to it. Plus I can run over here to my desiccant for the paint when I paint. That way I'll have decently dry air coming over here, and then what's left will get caught into that. That does a good job of taking the water out. It's a QC3 Cam Air by DeVilbiss. Does a really good job. And it's not that expensive once you know, as far as the cartridges. I think they're about $60 for the replacement cartridge. So far I've only had to replace one of them. The original, replaced it. I always keep one on hand though, because you never know when it's going to break through. And yeah, so I want to get y'all's opinion on how would you do it, and do you think that this little cooler right here will withstand, you know, 125 pounds is what this compressor is designed to put out. And this is set for 125, and it don't really go over, well actually, I'm sorry, it's set for 135 maximum. So 125, 135 ain't that big a difference. I just wonder if anybody's had any experience with these. I know the video I've seen, they used a I can't think of it. It might have been a transmission cooler or something. And they had problems with it rusting out on them after a few months. Wouldn't think these aluminums would rust out, but you never know. So anyway, get y'all's opinion on it. What would you do if you was in my situation? And have you ever done it before? And would you go from the compressor through the cooler to the tank, or from the outlet to the cooler to the outlet? So anyway, thanks for watching, and please let me know what you think.